Hey guys, welcome back to the Age of Digital podcast where we talk about Amazon, e commerce, and all things digital media related. I'm your co host Phil, joined by my other co host Sean.
Hey guys, my name's Sean.
And today's episode, we want to talk about what's happening with Amazon listings right now. There seems to be a crackdown on the listing formats here from what we're noticing. And we wanted to just talk to you guys about what's happening, what's changing, what you guys can do about it. So, just kind of a summary for those who aren't aware of it. It seems that Amazon has been slowly hitting different niche industries on listing suspensions lately. And what I mean by this is that people's listings are getting suppressed because they are doing things such as using bold fonts, using emojis very commonly. They're using all these sorts of symbols on their listings to get more attention and whatnot. And it seems like Amazon is actually finally cracking down on this. There's always been a lot of talks, but it seems like Amazon is taking action. They're hitting it industry by industry, and it's actually time to change. We've had a few clients that experience with this. That's how we were able to catch quick wind of it. And we just wanted to share it with you guys. So, Sean, I wanna pass this to you. Why do you think Amazon is doing this now? It seems like they've been trying to wrestle with this for a while now. What's happening?
I just think just the sheer number of listings on Amazon, probably hundreds of millions of listings. That's just a lot to tackle, right?
Hmm.
So I think the bot is just going from category to category, systematically scanning through, making sure that everyone is compliant. And that's where we have to go, right? Everyone has to standardize, everyone has to conform, make the shopping experience uniform across, right?
Yeah, and I mean, it's kind of funny when we started Amazon, many sellers too. No one followed Amazon's rules, right? Everyone just kept hitting it with emoji, all caps on their starting product features and the bullet points, everything like that, right? And we always knew that Amazon wasn't happy with it, but our conclusion to this, and I think many sellers agree with this as well, is that you know everyone's doing it. So it's not like Amazon can kind of put the ban hammer on this immediately, or else they're going to lose a lot of business. A lot of listings are going to immediately get suppressed. So
Well,
this is a smart.
I don't think it's like as severe as a review manipulation, but
Hmm.
what happens is when you're not compliant, they just suppress your listing and you can't sell until you correct the issue, right? So
Yeah,
it
exactly.
just it
And
takes away from sales. If you're not noticing, like if you have a lot of SKUs, um, you might not notice it. That's why I guess the best practice would be just go to your managed inventory and filter by suppressed.
yeah, exactly. For those who have a lot of SKUs on their hands, you may have missed a suppression. Just double check, right? I mean, this is basically what's happening right now. It's here to stay. This is Amazon's way of tackling this issue. So I
Can
wanna,
you
I
get
guess.
suppressed?
No, we actually got suppressed for a different issue for one of our products. We'll
Right.
we'll talk about that another
Okay.
episode. That's a really interesting story. But no, in
Yeah.
regards to this,
Sorry to have those secrets, guys. We're just trying to save our topics.
yeah, exactly. Well, it's a very interesting story. We'll dive into it another time. But I wanted to tell you guys right now what is the new format going forward, right? So the new format is no emojis, none whatsoever, no check marks, no smiley face, no thumbs up, no emojis whatsoever. You cannot have everything all capitalized on your font. So for example, if your product's first feature is new and improved, only the N in new, the first letter, can only be capitalized. Everything else after cannot be capitalized. They are keeping it very strict on that format.
And that
As
makes
well.
sense, right?
Exactly. And because of that, like everyone's, if they didn't have that, people are just finding creative ways to take advantage of it, right? Trying to get that
Mhm.
extra attention. It just makes the format look very ugly when everyone's kind of doing their own thing, which I can't
Right.
knock on for Amazon.
Right.
And also no bold fonts. No bold fonts, no different font types, no brackets, nothing like that whatsoever. Amazon wants it very simple, very clean. That's the way going forward.
Mm. I mean, either that or I think it's pretty good that they're courtesy suppressing rather than just ghost suppressing you, right? I've seen that happen to one of my listings before, where for whatever reason there's a ghost suppression. Um,
By
you
ghost
just tweak.
suppression, by ghost suppression, do you mean like it's suppressed, but it doesn't show up on your seller central that it's suppressed?
No, you just don't index and you don't even know it until you go to like
Oh, that's
a
rough.
ranking tool, right? So then you realize that you got to change something about your listing. You're not
Yeah,
doing.
that's
You're not appeasing the Amazon gods, right?
yeah, that's the worst when it happens is you realize like your sales take a dip, right? Then you got to
Right.
kind of like investigate and you realize your keywords are just free falling and
Right.
you can't have this happen right now in Q4 of all things, right? Because it's
Right.
so hard to rank for keywords right now because of how aggressive it is.
Hmm.
Competitors are dealing with stock issues, so everyone is kicking it into high gear, trying to fight for their and hold their spots, if not trying to improve, right? So,
Yeah. Yeah, and I think this kind of forces us to be better marketers, right? Not focusing on the product features, but more on the solution
mhm.
selling. The jargon that's thrown around the sales world. I know many of us Amazon sellers, probably never did sales, or you're just in school, or you just have a craft that you do, or just a one specialization in your 9 to 5 job. But in the sales world, it's mainly about solution selling, right? Right, Phil?
Exactly. And just adding to your point there, Sean, when we see a lot of product listings, it's honestly the same format. It's like, here's why my product's awesome. A B C D E, right? And then you look at the next competitor and it's something very similar as well. Here's my why my product's good. A B C D E. And then usually the product features overlap with other sellers in your category just because there's only so many things you can, I guess, differentiate from. There's nothing wrong with that, but when everyone's kind of doing the one same thing, it might be time to switch it up a bit and try to provide something more unique, right? So
Right.
instead of just showing off your product features, right, in your bullet points address the problems or immediately show the solutions as to
Right.
what your product can do for them, right? Instead of
Right.
just showing off why your product is so awesome, which we hope it is. But when everyone's doing the same thing, you got to switch it up. You got to be the one that stands out.
Yep.
All right, guys. So this concludes today's quick podcast episode. We feel that we just wanted to give you guys an update on what's happening with Amazon coming down with a crackdown on the listing. So, if your category hasn't been hit yet, you may want to consider changing it just so that you are bulletproof for the future. If
Nice
not,
pun.
yeah, exactly, right? I mean, if you don't want to change it, you're trying to ride on the Q4 sale still, then take it at your own risk. But we are already doing this for a lot of our listings personally.
Right.
We don't want no trouble with Amazon. We want to make sure that we got a smooth sale going forward into 2021.
Hmm.
All right, guys, that concludes today's episode. Take care. We'll see you
Take
guys
care.
next time. Cheers.
See you.